Hey guys, it's Will here, back with another video, and tonight me and Sam are reviewing the Traitor Legions. This is the new Chaos Supplement, came out a couple of weeks ago, but first chance we've had to review it tonight, so yeah, we're going to take a look at it.
So it's the first chance we've actually managed to get our hands on a copy. This is my copy obviously, but
yeah,
they've been selling out like wildfire basically.
And with good reason, you get a good amount of rules for your money in here.
Yeah, from what I know it's like a 130 page odd book. And pretty much over 100 pages are rules.
That's very nice. That's a much better rules to fluff ratio than we've seen in a lot of books, but it's still got a decent amount of fluff in it.
Yeah, you get it's not like overall fluff, you get a lot of fluff for each Chaos Legion. So opening up, you've got a big old page, Magnus the Red, the Long War, which is just generic fluff. Then you got Fluff of the Black Legion, which is a 2-page spread. Alpha Legion, Iron Warriors. These are all 2-page spreads.
Yeah, Night Lords, Word Bearers,
World Eaters. The Thousand Suns get a page. Death Guards. The Emperor's Children. That's it.
That's it.
And then you get some cool mini picks.
Yeah.
Like that's a good old spread. Some nice models. I mean, Chaos models are a little outdated, but some of them are really nice.
Yeah, there's still some cool stuff in there.
I mean, you've got a page here where it's Iron Warriors, Night Lords, looks like Word Bearers and Alpha Legion, all in their different colour schemes, which is nice. A big 4-page spread of
World Eaters versus Blood Angels.
Yep, so that's all cool. Some more Thousand Sun stuff.
Yeah.
Some Death Guard stuff, and then we get into some of the rules.
It's all the type of stuff we've seen before, and with the fluff, it's pretty brief summaries. To be honest, if you want more detail on the fluff of the individual Traitor Legions, you're probably best off reading the Horus Heresy novels. They give you some really good fluff.
I say, a lot of the Legion here, the Iron Warriors, the Night Lords, they didn't actually fully fall to Chaos, so their restrictions in here are kind of cool. On with rules. Most of them have been we've reviewed already.
Yeah, so there is a lot of reprint rules in here. Unfortunately, there's everything from Wrath of Magnus that's related to Chaos Marines. Yeah. Most of the formations from Traitor's Hate.
All of them are
all the formations from Traitor's Hate, as well as the new units
and the Black Legion.
And the Black Legion.
So the only thing that's not in here is the Crimson Slaughter.
Which makes sense because they're not a Traitor Legion, they're a Renegade chapter.
Yeah, they're like the Khorne Demonkin. They're not actually a Legion.
No.
So first thing you get is you get your Vindicators and Predators and Squadrons rules.
So that's really nice actually, because they're finally giving you what Space Marines have.
Yeah, I mean that was in Traitor's Hate.
Oh, that was.
So you get Khan from Traitor's Hate, you get Ahriman from Wrath of Magnus. You get the Exotic Sorcerers, the Zangors, the Rubric Marines, the Scarab Occult Terminators from Wrath of Magnus, the Cornwall's Lord of Skulls from Traitor's Hate, Magnus the Red, and then you've got the Traitor's Hate formations, Chaos Warband, Maelstrom of Gore, Lost in
Incidentally, if you want more details on these, I've got reviews on Traitor's Hate, Wrath of Magnus, and Black Legion, and I'll pop links to them down in the description, so if those interest you, check them out.
Everything from there, they've actually kind of neatly done it, so you get all the formations from Traitor's Hate first, then the formations from Black Legion, then the formations from Wrath of Magnus. So
makes sense.
They kept it neat, but it just consolidates it all into one space. You do get 2 new formations. These are the Plague Colony and the Cacophony.
So Plague Colony is a Death Guard specific one. You take either a Chaos Lord or Typhus and 3 to 7 units of Plague Marines. So it's a very bulky formation of infantry.
Yeah. For this, you gain fear across the formation, which is okay.
Fear is of negligible importance in my experience.
Sometimes it's really nice. I mean, I've made it work in my KDK when I'm playing stuff like Necrons and Eldar, but that's because I have ways to mitigate and make it slightly better.
Yeah, with fear, with just natural fear, so many ways to get around it with, and they shall know no fear, fearless, leadership rerolls, all kinds of shit.
Yeah, so it's not great, but it's something.
Yeah.
So the next thing is
Innovating pestilential aura. In other words, they stink.
Yeah. They come with a cloud of flies, basically.
Enemy models within 7 inches of any unit from this formation at the start of the fight sub-phase reduce their initiative and weapon skill by 1 for the duration of the phase. If the formation includes the maximum number of units, so 7 units of Plague Marines, enemy models within 7 inches must also reduce their toughness by 1.
And that does specify if the formation has the maximum number of model units at the start of the battle.
Yeah.
So if you lose units, you don't lose that benefit.
You just have to take 7 units of Plague Marines.
But if you've got 7 units, any enemy unit within 7 of you at the start of the fight has -1 initiative, weapon skill and toughness. That's amazing. And that works really well considering you have Plague Knights and the Plague Bearers, so they have poison and strength 4 attacks.
Plague Bearers? I think you mean Plague Marines.
Yes, Plague. Yeah, so the Plague Marines get to then re-roll to wound against your average toughness 4 infantry.
So that's pretty cool. My problem with this benefit is Plague Marines come with 1 attack and a bolter.
Yeah.
They're strength 4, weapon skill 4.
I think they get a combat weapon as well.
Okay, but they're not amazing melee unit. Coupled with that, they don't have a good delivery system. I mean, you're not going to put multiple Plague Marine units in Land Raiders, and Rhinos are not a delivery system for combat unit.
No, so
it's more of a fluffy formation than one that's going to be particularly great, I think.
I think you can take it as your core and your Death Guard for their Decurion style.
Which is, again, useful more for just getting your core than actually it being that great.
It's a way to get Typhus in.
It is. And Typhus isn't bad. I mean, I suppose if Typhus is in this formation and is running with a melee unit that actually has a way to get into combat, that's not too bad. But I'm just not a fan of melee infantry without an assault transport or some sort of other way to get in quickly.
So, moving on, we've got the Cacophony. It's the same sort of thing, so it's a Chaos Lord or Lucius the Eternal, and 3 to 6 units of Noise Marines. We went over this last night while we were chatting. Noise Marines are expensive. So you gain split fire, which is quite nice.
Especially with the heavy weapon options on the Noise Marines firing at potentially different targets to the other options on
the
there.
Sonic Blasters are what? Strength 4 AP5, Salvo 2 3.
Yeah.
And then you've got the Blast Master, which has the Strength 8 AP3 Small Blast, or 2 shots of Strength 5 AP4.
Yeah.
Both of it, and now all ignore cover. So with the split fire, you can fire your Blast Master off at someone else and shoot your Sonic weapons elsewhere.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. And then coupled with that, you also gain Sonic Overload. That just sounds like you're firing Sonic the Hedgehog at people. That's the first thing I thought was Sonic the Hedgehog's got high or something and just done too much work.
No, it's Sonic as in sound. All Sonic weapons used by units in the Cacophony have Shred, which is decent, but then, like the other one, it has a benefit from maxing out if you take the full number of units. So yeah, if you want to buy 6 units of Noise Marines, then all Sonic weapons also gain +1 strength. So you're +1 strength and Shred.
Now this is a formation I would max out because +1 strength from your Sonic weapons is really good. There's a Psychic Power and a Zinchus from the Chaos Colour, so I don't know if that's changed, which increases the power of Sonic weapons as well. So
no, Zinch.
Slaanesh, sorry.
Slaanesh. I was going to say that seemed a bit odd, but yeah, Slaanesh. That's cool. So that potentially makes your heavy weapon strength 10 blast.
Yeah. So strength, you can probably get it up to strength 10 AP3. If not, it'll be strength 9 AP3, which is still pretty savage, and it's at 0 cover.
And it's split firing from the rest of the unit.
Yeah. So if you took this sort of formation, stuck them all in Rhinos or something, or like you min unit them out, they're not bad.
Yeah. I mean, min units even on foot would work with these guys because they've got the range.
Yeah. Sour weapon sucks a bit, so if there's a way to gain Relentless, that'd be useful. Which I think there is.
Usually the best way to gain Relentless is go to a shop and buy it, but I've always preferred Diet Coke.
Just flicking for a moment. I'm pretty sure there's a way for them to gain Relentless.
So I think it's really cool that both of these formations are in here because it gives some of the legions that haven't had so much love over the years formations of their own to work on, because there's Khorne Berserker unit formations, and there's obviously all the Thousand Sun Tzeentch formations that came out earlier on in the month. But yeah, these give Slaanesh and Nurgle a bit of love as well. And we all know Slaanesh likes a bit of love every now and then.
Yeah, so they can't get Relentless, so...
Okay, so they can't get Relentless, but the 24-inch range on the salvo weapon?
Yeah, so it's not bad.
So one turn of moving, and then you're really in range of the majority of things if you're going in a straight fight. Or stick them in rhinos and shoot out the hatch.
Yeah, so each Legion, you probably all know this by now, got a 4-5 page spread of rules. You've got one page which is your restrictions on the Legion, what benefits the Legion gives you, and then a Warlord trait. You can then get a page of artifacts. You then get a 2-page spread of a Decurion style detachment.
Yeah.
And then a page of tactical objectives. And then one picture page which shows you the Legion in their paint scheme. So, 6 pages per Legion, that's quite a lot. So, the first one we get to is the one I would do, but I'm not doing because I'm doing other stuff.
Yeah.
But I've always liked it, is the Black Legion. I do like the fluff of the Black Legion. I like the style of the black and gold. But
the first thing that really jumps out to me here is this is something we've been wanting for a long time, is finally something equivalent to chapter tactics for Chaos.
But these are generally better, I think. Generally better.
If a little more restrictive, possibly, but...
yeah, you got a little bit more restrictions, but that's fine.
We've certainly got some strength. So, what do you gain for being a Black Legion?
Well, your restrictions, you can't include any unique characters other than Abaddon.
Makes sense.
All units must have Veterans of the Long War, but gain it at no additional points cost.
That's good. Free hatred to Marines.
Every Legion in here gets that. Free Veterans of the Long War.
It just makes sense. These are the guys who've been fighting since the Heresy. They are Veterans of the Long War, so they get it for free.
So, Psychers with the Mark of Tzeentch, Nurgle or Slaanesh can choose to generate powers from the discipline of Tzeentch, Nurgle, Slaanesh, respectively. Demon Prince of Tzeentch, Nurgle, Slaanesh can generate again from those powers. All models gain the Black Legion.
So units in a Black Legion detachment or formation gain some particular special rules. Endless Hate. Units that have Veterans of the Long War have the Hatred special rule and can reroll in every round of combat against models from the Imperium. So you don't just gain preferred enemy Space Marines.
You don't just gain Hatred Space Marines, you gain Hatred everyone.
And then
extra hatred against Imperium,
which is a hatred that lasts longer if the combat drags out. So that's cool.
The next thing is First Among Traitors. You can take Terminators and Chosen as troops. That's really good.
Not sure if I do it, because they're both... You're going to lose a lot of bulk by doing that.
Well, you wait until you see the Decurion.
Okay, fair enough. But then you're not using troops if you're using a Decurion.
Yeah, but there's ways to get like turn 1 deep strikes and stuff.
Oh, nice.
So, the other things are your new artifacts and Warlord traits. Do we want to go over Warlord traits?
No, because they're so random, and I think these are the same as in the Black Legion book anyway.
Yeah, so the artifacts I believe are the same as Black Legion.
Yeah, those look familiar.
Yeah, Hand of Darkness, IQ Lies, yeah. So the artifacts from Black Legion are the ones from the Black Legion Supplement. So, moving on to the Decurion style detachment, it's 0 to 1 command, 1 plus auxiliary, and 1 plus core.
Pretty standard for what we get these days. So your command benefits, tip of the spear is the one you'd expect. You get to re-roll your Warlord trait when you roll on the Warlord trait table.
Again, all these Decurions, as well as having Veterans of the Long War for free, you all have the re-roll your Warlord trait.
Yeah. Herald of the Black Crusade. All non-vehicle units in this detachment have the Fear and Crusader special rule. Now, Fear, again, it can be useful, but I'm not the biggest fan. Crusader, now, is that extra on your consolidation, isn't it?
I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head.
I think it's like an extra D3 or an extra 3 inches.
I think it gives you a bonus to sweep and advance as well, and maybe charges.
I don't think it gives you a bonus to charges.
But that's not the big point.
Spear tip strikes, so they're really harking back to the old Lunar Wolves tactics with these guys. All this spear tip stuff is all what the Lunar Wolves are about.
So any unit with a deep strike special rule from this detachment can make reserve rolls
to see if it arrives from deep strike reserves on the first turn,
requiring a 3+ to be successful. In addition, if this detachment is your primary detachment and your warlord has a deep strike special, you can choose to automatically pass his unit's reserve roll to arrive on the first turn. So your warlord can turn up turn 1, and bear in mind you've got your troops, terminators and all that. So yeah.
So that is really good. There's a lot of units in.
There's 2 formations I'm thinking of from Trace Hate.
Okay, hit me with it.
Raptor Talon, where you can have warp spiders charging off the deep strike.
Warp spiders.
Warp talons.
You're turning into me. You're calling stuff the wrong thing.
So you can have warp talons charging off the deep strike. Problem is can you get marked?
Yeah, Black Legion units can be marked.
Yeah, so you can mark them up as well. You got raptors in there as well, their melt guns and whatnot, and the Terminator Annihilation Force. So that's a crap ton of Terminators that get to shoot at pick an enemy, and like prioritise them as a target and shoot them when they deep strike.
So you could be blasting the heart out of your opponent with deep striking Terminators and charging Warp Talons on the first turn.
Yeah, so you get both of those as an auxiliary.
So this is going to be very much an alpha strike force, but the key to any formation is what is the core. So by the looks of it, you've got 2 core formations here: the Black Legion Warband and the Hounds of Abaddon.
The Hounds of Abaddon is really good. You get lots of market corn for free and assaulty stuff. The Black Legion Warband isn't that great. We can go back to them if you want.
Yeah, we can flick back just to remind me. So the Black Legion Warband is just a bit of everything.
Yeah, 1 Lord, 0 to 1 Sorcerer, 2 Chosen or Terminators.
Yeah.
That's Chaos Space Marine or Chosen even. 1 to 3 Chaos Terminators or Possessed. 1 to 3 Raptors or Bikes. 1 to 3 Havocs or Hellbrutes.
So you could, if you were really looking to get a lot of Terminators in, you could have 3 units of Terminators and then just min the everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get to deep strike on turn 1 and whatnot.
Which is nice, but I think the other one, the Hounds, is the Hounds of Abaddon. That's more aggressive formation, isn't it?
Yeah. It's there. So it's a Lord, 1 to 3 Berserkers, 1 to 3 Marines, 1 to 3 Raptors, Talons or Bikes.
Okay.
And everyone must take market corn but get it for free.
Okay. Oh, and yeah, this one is...
oh yeah, you get a war basically. You can run an assault once per game.
That's cool. Oh, they can...
If they charge more than 8 inches, they get to add 1 strength to their attacks.
So not a bad little core there.
Yeah, that's a little fast. That's a little faster, but it doesn't give you Terminators and stuff like that. So
neither are great, but both are workable.
So those are your cores. For your HQs, you've got the Bringers of Despair, the Cyclopic Cabal, the Chosen of Abaddon, and Lords of the Legion, which is basically
any HQ choice, any single HQ choice, basically. Abaddon,
Chaos Lord, Sorcerer, Dark Apostle, Demon Prince.
So you get your DP deep striking in on turn 1.
Yeah, and then for auxiliaries, you've got the Lost and the Damned, which is loads of chaos.
Loads of cultists, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, cultists and stuff like that. Yeah. Hellforged War Pack, the Demon Engine Pack, Helldrake Terror Pack, Cult of Destruction, which is your obliterators, Fist of God, which is all your Space Marine-esque vehicles like Predators and Vindicators.
Okay, yeah.
Raptor Talons, all your Raptors and Warp Talons. Terminator Lightning Force is all your Terminators. And then 1 to 3 Chaos Spawn.
Just because Spawn, it's an Earth cheap auxiliary.
Yeah.
So, if you're really wanting to make the most of this spear tip strike, which I think is what you take this formation for, you'd probably want to go Black Legion Warband, maybe take Abaddon or a Terminator Chaos Lord or a Terminator Sorcerer.
Maybe. You have to take a Lord, I believe, in the Warband.
Yeah, but
so
you need to take a... if you have to take a Lord in the Warband, I'd probably take a Sorcerer then.
You don't have to take a command.
Oh, no, you don't, so you could leave out the command. That's fine,
So,
and then...
I'd aim for Raptor Talon Termination Lion Force.
Yeah, they're the ones...
I'd go with the Raptor Talon first, though, because you get your Terminators in the Warband. So...
They're the ones that could really make most of it. And then the other ones, there's some alright ones in there, but nothing sort of like, wow, that's so powerful. But, you know, it's it makes these formations stronger.
That sort of formation will make Eldar Jetbike players go, oh, crud. Because they've got nowhere to hide, because you just drop your army on turn 1.
This is true.
And they can't hide from your Alpha Strike, basically.
This is why you take Wave Serpents, which survive the Alpha Strike even if they're targeted.
Yeah. I'm
they're
talking
Wave
like
Serpents.
top meta lists, which have 25 Jetbikes and 15 Warp Spiders and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's one way to get around Eldar. So that's a competitive way Chaos can be played.
Yeah, it's kind of an anti-meta to Scary Eldar.
Yeah.
That and Chaos Terminators are deep striking, surprisingly good against Tau, simply because Tau don't actually have that much AP2 in the standard list.
Plasma, I'm thinking. That's
Plasma, but yeah, that's it. Most of the things that Tau throw at me tend to be AP4 and 5.
And if you keep your Terminator's troops, I mean, you could have them as squads of 3.
Yep.
With just 3 Combi Melters.
MSU.
So, you know, you could do it for 100 points of Terminator squad. Which isn't bad. You then get your own tactical objectives.
Yeah.
So the next Legion is
Alpha Legion.
Alpha Legion, yes.
Sneaky Legion.
I just ran my army from upstairs.
Hello. Someone's saying he's just ran his Alpha Legion army. Come on the camera.
Not Alpha Legion, Death Guard.
Oh, Death Guard. Well, come on the camera.
Oh, dirty. Right.
Okay, so yeah, a little interruption there from a mate of ours, Ollie, who was just telling us his experience with this book, and he's been...
he's loving it.
He's loving the Death Guard in here. He's ran that Death Guard formation that I was a bit on. We ran it basically min-maxed, so 7 units of 5 Plague Bearers. Plague Marines, not Plague Bearers.
Yeah.
And he found it quite effective, so...
It's interesting. We'll wait until we get to the Death Guard to explain why that's good. Right now we're on the Alpha Legion.
Sneaky Alpha Legion.
So, restrictions. We can't have any unit characters because everyone's Alpharius.
I am Alpharius.
No, can't take Marks of Chaos.
Because the Alpha Legion aren't really fallen to chaos.
Yeah.
Read the fluff.
Units that... you can't take units that have a Mark of Chaos. Everyone gains
Veterans of the Long War at no additional cost, and must gain Veterans of the Long War if they can have it.
Any demons.
The same restrictions with demons and psychers generating from the disciplines. So any demon that's a psyker can choose to generate all their powers from the discipline of Tzeentch, Nurgle or Slanesh respectively.
Yeah.
Okay, and so they gain some special rules. Forward operatives. Units chosen are troops instead of elites. In addition, all chosen Chaos Space Marines and cultists gain infiltrate.
Yeah.
Nice. Everyone infiltrates, so you're closer.
Yeah, nice and close. Means you can get like your short range weapons into range faster.
Also gives you the benefit of, even if you're supposed to be deploying first, you can deploy a large amount of your stuff second. So you get the advantage of deploying second with the advantage of going first.
Yeah, it stops your opponent casting up to get away from you, basically.
Many heads of the Hydra. If your Warlord is from an Alpha Legion detachment or formation and they're slain, you can immediately select another character from a friendly Alpha Legion detachment or formation to take his place. Generate a Warlord trait for the new Warlord. This can happen multiple times in the same battle, provided you follow these steps each time. Furthermore, if your Warlord is from an Alpha Legion detachment or formation and the mission grants victory points for slaying a warlord. Your opponent will only achieve that objective if all the characters in your Alpha Legion have been slain. So that's really cool. If your warlord dies, you don't give up slay the warlord. You give someone else becomes your warlord, and
someone else becomes Alfarius, basically.
Someone else is your warlord, and it keeps rolling and so you only lose slay the warlord if every character is dead. And being Chaos Marines, they have a character in every squad.
Yeah,
so
basically, yeah.
there's quite a lot of characters to get through. And then they have their own Chaos artifacts and their own warlord traits.
So these are new artifacts, so we'll go through them. The Mind Devil? Or Mind Veil, sorry.
Mind Veil, yeah.
It's 30 points. What does it do?
Start of the movement phase, choose to roll 3d6 and any of your movement phases, roll 3d6 and move the bearer and his unit up to this distance instead of moving normally. You can do this even if they're locked in combat. If you do so, the enemy can't consolidate.
That's pretty cool. So every movement phase you can move 3d6 instead of 6.
Which gives you an average on 3d6 is about 10.5, so
yeah.
That's quite nice. But they can also just whoop out of combat.
So you can get out of combat, which is nice.
Can be a bit of a pain in the butt if you roll 111 though.
Yeah.
But on average you're going to be a weensy bit faster with the potential to actually make an 18-inch move.
Yeah. So, Blade of the Hydra, it's 30 points again.
It's an AP5 melee weapon with demon weapon, rending, and a new rule, multi-headed. Each time the bearer rolls a 6 to hit, they can immediately make another attack. Any additional attacks also benefit from this roll, so further to hit rolls of 6 also grant additional attacks.
It's AP5.
Yeah, why AP5? No. I'm not at 30 points for an AP5 weapon. Just take a fist. Just take a fist.
Granted, you're relying on 6s and you've got rending, but...
No.
And it's a demon weapon, so you get additional d6 attacks.
Yeah, but it's AP5.
Yeah, it's AP5.
Dire Avengers.
I would rather go with a Power Sword.
Yeah.
So, Viper's Bite. It's 15 points. Replaces the bearer's ranged weapon. Strength 5, AP2 rapid fire. 24
so
inch
it's a
range.
Strength 5 AP2 bolter for 15 points.
That's really good.
If you got 15 points left over, rapid fire, so you're only getting one shot at over 12 inches.
Yeah, so it's not amazing, you wouldn't go out of your way to take it.
But if you got 15 points left over, it's an easy slap on to someone who isn't going to lose out through having it.
What's that?
Drake Scale Plate, 25 points. It's a 2-up armour save, and it gains a 2-up invuln against flamer weapons. So it's basically Artificer armour with Warhammer Fantasy Dragon Scale armour built in.
Yeah, but considering in the Chaos Codex, I believe Terminator armour is only like 30 points on the Lord. So I would rather go with Terminator armour, just get the invuln. Let's have a look.
Yeah, because then that's an invuln against everything versus an invuln against flamers. Because if you have a 2-up armour save, what flame weapons have AP2?
That's a good point.
That I cannot, off the top of my head, name an AP2 flame weapon.
It's 40 points of Terminator armour, so...
But still, why, if anyone can name me an AP2 flamer weapon, stick it in the comments, because I literally cannot come up with one.
So I've never seen one, so...
Liquefy a gun if you roll a 1 or a 2.
Yeah, whoop-de-doo.
That's a strength 3 weapon used by a limited number of Dark Eldar units.
So not that great.
Icon of Insurrection. Friendly units of Chaos Cultists within 12 inches of the bearer have Zealots.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. Especially as Alpha Legion are known for using a lot of cultists.
Oh, that's a really cool trick with this army, but yeah. So last thing is the Hydra's Teeth, 15 points.
Hydra's Teeth can be fired from any bolt gun, bolt pistol, combi bolter, or bolt gun that's part of a combi weapon. that the bearer is equipped with, so it's a special ammunition basically. They gain blast, ignore cover, and poison 2+.
It's still rapid fire though. So if
Yeah.
you're in 12, you fire 2 blasts at ignore cover, poison 2+.
That or the Viper's Bite. The Viper's Bite wounds more often.
I'd rather take the ignore cover blasts.
Oh yeah, ignore cover actually, that's really good against light infantry.
And it's 2+ poison. So
Goodbye orcs, goodbye tyrannids.
that's actually really good.
That's a good gun actually, especially if your character wielding it is in a shooter unit.
Yeah.
I think you can take a sorcerer if you take a sorcerer. So he's already a guy who's probably more shooty than fighty anyway, because he's got all these ranged witchfires.
Yeah.
Stick him in a shooty squad with that as his ranged gun. That's decent.
Yeah. So onto the Decurion style detachment. You get to reroll your warlord trait as always.
All non-vehicle have the shrouded special rule during the first game.
Which is brilliant. So you're getting shrouded on turn 1. So all your infiltrating has shrouded. That's like Gene's Stealer Cult. I'll let you deal with that one.
The Cult Uprising. Hang on. Isn't that a Gene Stealer special rule? Each time a Chaos Cultist unit from this detachment is completely destroyed, roll a d6 on a 4+, you can immediately replace a new unit into ongoing reserves that's identical to this one in terms of models, upgrades, etc. New unit counts as being part of the same detachment. So roll a d6 as described above. If they're subsequently destroyed, victory points are awarded for the new unit in this detachment. So it's infracultists. Infinite cultists!
I'm not sure because they gain infiltrate if they'll have to walk on from the board edge or they can outflank or something.
No, because they have infiltrate, therefore they can outflank.
Yeah, so you can outflank them back on, which is quite nice.
Because otherwise they'd be coming on at baseline, which probably wouldn't do them much good, but
Yeah.
outflanking's decent.
So that's pretty good. You get your cultists back. It gets better. So your core is the Chaos Warband.
Yeah.
That's the only core you've got. And obviously you've got Lords of Legion, which is all your characters. But you need 1 auxiliary, 1 core. So you've got to take a Chaos Warband. But then one of the auxiliaries is the Lost and the Damned.
Which is mass cultists.
Yes. But if we flick to the Lost and the Damned, this is where it gets hilariously funny. Let's find them. Say, people on the internet probably know what I'm going for, but you don't. It's
No, because I've not seen this book
this.
yet. Each time a unit of Chaos...
So the Lost and the Damned is a Dark Apostle of 4 to 9 units of Chaos Cultists.
Well, so it's the same rule,
Yeah,
but
basically.
it has a different name.
Yeah, so you got 2 of the same rolls. So every time a Chaos Cultist dies, unit dies, you roll a dice. On a 4+, you get to put a new unit into reserve that is identical, but it's not the same unit. So, technically, with the Decurion style attachment, you roll 2 dice for each. So if you lose 1 unit, if you roll 2 4+, you could get 2 units back.
Rules as written, you're correct. You gain Cult Uprising, which gives you a new unit on a 4+, and you gain Lost and the Damned benefit, which gives you a new unit on a 4+. Where are the Lost and the Damned?
There.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, Tide of Traitors.
It's a separate special rule, so rules as written, you could lose a cultist squad and gain 2, and they both have outflank, because these guys gain outflank and the other ones have infiltrator naturally.
Good luck killing the Warlord, I'm going to generate more units that you can kill.
Because every new sergeant, every new cultist squad, if it has a sergeant equivalent, he's another warlord option. You're going to get drowned in a tide of traitors.
So, that's the thing I've seen from the Alpha Legion, basically.
In addition to that, you do have the Raptor Talon, which was always one of our faves from this.
Yeah, Terminator and Irish Force, Hellforge Warpack, Cult of Destruction, Fist of the Gods, Helldrake Terror Pack, Favored of Chaos, and the Spawn.
But the Lost... Ooh.
Just cultists! More cultists! More cultists!
The issue is, who wants to play that, though? wants to play that many cultists?
Right, we're on to my favourites now, the army I'm doing.
The Iron Warriors.
I do believe I've got some.
Iron within, iron without. Get
Yep.
the ironing done.
Here he is. So here's my Iron Warrior Chaos Lord.
Yeah, Sam is starting Iron Warriors, and they're not looking too bad either.
No, they're getting there.
Yeah.
So for Iron Warriors, you can't take any unique characters, you can't take any Marks of Chaos, you can't take any units that have Marks of Chaos. All units gain veterans, demons must choose from psychic lists, blah.
Yeah.
They all gain. All units that have veterans along rule, special rule, can re-roll to hit rolls in every roll around the coast combat against Imperial Fists.
However, all Imperial Fists units have Hatred Iron Warriors.
Yeah, so it fits for the fluff very nicely.
Yeah, a very nice fluffy rule, I like that. Iron within, iron without. Units with Veterans of the Long War also gain Feel No Pain 6+, so they're trying to steal
it might happen once.
they're trying to steal the Iron Hands gimmick.
Yeah, it's nothing special. It's the next one.
Patrons of the Technovirus, which I'm hoping isn't a virus that makes you listen to techno music. Obliterators and Mutilators are troops choices. Obliterators are troops choices. Forget the Decurion. Go for a CAD and have OBSEC Obliterators.
Yeah, I'm just going to take 6 units of 3 Obliterators. That's 9, what? 18 Obliterators?
Oh,
Just a shame they're a crappy model.
crap. Yeah, but there's some conversion opportunities, but rules-wise, they're one of the best units in the Chaos Codex.
Yeah, 70
Then
odd points.
again, saying they're one of the best units in the Chaos Codex is like saying
It's the
they're
best
one of the...
part of the dog shit.
Exactly. And then final special rule here is Siege Master. Units can re-roll armor pen rolls against buildings and gain +1 result when rolling on the vehicle damage table. In addition, Havocs...
On the building damage table.
Building damage table, yeah. In addition, Havocs, Obliterators and Mutilators have Tank Hunter. So not only are your Obliterators troops,
You're going
they
Tank
have
Hunter,
Tank Hunter.
which is brilliant. So, yeah. I pretty much ignore the buildings part because no one ever takes fortifications.
I can't remember the last time I saw a fortification used. Oh no, it was in that tournament report you did for me. Someone took some weird building.
Oh yeah, mechanic can go ahead and fortification.
Yeah.
So that could be useful, but Tank Hunter on your Obliterators and Havocs. Mutilators get it as well, but who takes Mutilators? So you get Chaos Artifacts.
Yep. So
So
we've
the
got
first one is...
the Warp Breacher. This can only be taken by a Warpsmith. And
It's 25 points.
it's an upgrade to the Bearer's Mechadendrites. Start of each of your turns, Bearer can grant the Demonic Possession Chaos Vehicle equipment upgrade to a friendly unit within 3 inches of him, so long as the vehicle has the Chaos Space Marine faction and doesn't already have the upgrade.
So Demonic Possession, I think that's just ignore, shaken and stunned. Yeah,
Yeah.
just ignore, shaken
So,
and stunned.
to be honest, I don't think this is that great because it's, what, 10 points to get possession?
25.
Yeah, well, I mean, to
No.
buy possession naturally.
I don't think you can buy it though.
Oh, can't you, like, buy it for your rhinos?
I think so, but you might as well, buy it from there.
Yeah, you'd be cheaper to buy it from there than have this guy handed out for a turn. Nest of Mecha Serpents.
So this is 20 points. Again, it's Warpsmith only.
Yeah. It's another Mechadendrite upgrade. Fighting in a challenge, resolve 2 of the bearer's attacks separately first before resolving the remainder. So 2 of his attacks come first. If both of these initial attacks score successful hits, the bearer's remaining attacks have insta-death. How many attacks does a Warpsmith have? It'd only be like 2 attacks anyway. Plus maybe 1 for charging and 1 for double armed. I don't think he's going to be a 3-attack model.
Oh, this book is horrible.
It's old, that's why he's looking through the Chaos Codex at the moment. This book isn't horrible, but this book is. You can't see what I'm pointing to, but yeah.
So Warpsmith, 2 attacks base,
And then he has a bolt pistol and a power axe.
and Mechadendrites.
Mechadendrites. So
Maybe 3 attacks.
maybe
No,
3,
that's crap.
4. So no, not worth it.
Axe of the Forge Master, 25 points, +1 strength, AP2, melee, armor bane, master crafted, unwieldy. So for armor bane and master crafted, you pay 10 more points in the power.
So it's basically a power axe with armor bane and master crafted.
Meh.
Maybe not. Might as well just go for a power fist at the same cost and gain strength 8.
Yeah. Flesh metal exoskeleton, it's 30 points. Confers a 2+ armor and it will not die.
That's useful enough.
It's cheaper than Terminator armor, but you've got no invuln, so you're going to have to spend at least 15 points on Aura of Dark Glory, which takes it to 45. But you've got no slow and purposeful or anti-relentless or whatnot. So
But you do, and you gain it will not die. So that probably is worth it over Terminator armor.
yeah, so that might be worth something.
The Cranium Malevolus, 30 points. The start of the bearer's shooting phase. Enemy vehicles within 2d6 of the bearer suffer an automatic hit with a haywire special rule. Cover saves can't be taken against that. The problem is you have to be within 2d6 inches of an enemy vehicle.
But if you're doing that every turn, if you're running against double demi and you're standing in the middle of your army, you can be like, bam, haywire hit every turn.
If you're standing in the middle of my double demi company, you're on fire by this point.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It can grind down tanks. I don't think it's that bad, to be honest. But yeah.
I wouldn't rely on it as your tank hunting though. For 30
No.
points you could just buy some las cannons.
But to be honest, if you're looking for another one whole point, then it's useful.
Maybe.
I mean, you've got all your Havocs and Obliterators that can grind down vehicles, and maybe that can just be a finishing
Be a
touch.
finishing move, yeah, maybe.
So you've got the Siegebreaker Mace next. It's 25 points, +2 strength, AP4, melee, concussive, mastercrafted Siegebreaker.
So it's essentially a mastercrafted power maul with the Siegebreaker rule. Instead of attacking normally, the bearer can choose to make a single attack at strength 10 AP1.
No.
No, just get a power fist.
Yeah.
Just give him a power fist.
So 2 that are maybe worth it.
Maybe. Nothing really jumping out to me there.
Say the Flesh Metal Exoskeleton for
Yeah.
2+ armor for 30 points, or the Haywire hits. So the Decurion style detachment. This is a weird one because you got your Chaos Warband as your core, but in the auxiliaries there's a stronghold,
Stronghold of Chaos. So you can
which is
take
1 to 3 fortifications.
So you can take fortifications as your auxiliaries, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Very much suits the Iron Warriors, and it actually brings fortifications back into these detachments, because normally you can't take fortifications with special detachments, which is a shame because there are some really nice formation models, but no one uses them because you can't get them in.
yeah. So that's interesting enough. I mean, it'd be nice. It's like the first time I've seen a fortification in this. I don't really look at fortifications now. I've never really picked them up. So
They suit the Iron Warriors, especially with your Havocs. Put your Havocs in a Bastion.
I don't have enough points for them though.
So, your benefits. First one is Warsmith. Oh look, you get to reroll your Warlord trait. We've not seen that one before. Masters of Annihilation. When firing barrage or ordnance weapons for models in this detachment, you can choose to reroll the scatter dice. What has barrage and ordnance that we're going to be using?
Vindicators.
Yes, Vindicators, and yes, Fist of the Gods is in here, so Vindicators are definitely a potential thing.
Yeah, so for your auxiliaries, you've got the Stronghold of Chaos, which is your fortification, Lost and the Damned, Hellforged Warpack, Helldrake Terror Pack, Cult of Destruction, Fist of the Gods, Raptor Talon, Terminator Annihilation Force, Favoured of Chaos, and a Chaos Spawn.
You missed an advantage. All non-vehicle units in this detachment have Stubborn. Non-vehicle units from this detachment that are within a fortification gain Fearless.
So you're getting Stubborn and Fearless if you're in a fortification.
If you plan to run this army quite defensively anyway, you could take a really big fortification, stick everyone in it, and your whole army gains Fearless.
It would be cool. Not how I'm planning to run it, but yeah, it would be cool.
It's an idea. And you've got most of the decent formations.
With this formation, though, I would probably run a CAD.
I'm inclined to agree because you get OBSEC obliterators.
I mean, the Chaos Warband gives you that whole formation is OBSEC. But it means
it's
you're
not
filling up
obliterate.
on stuff you don't want.
Yeah, you're having to take compulsory units that you don't necessarily want, and I think Troops Choice Obliterators, like I've said before, Obliterators are actually one of the best choices in the Chaos book, which makes them a really nice option as a troop. And surprisingly hard to shift. They're 2 wounds, 2 up armour with 5.
We're filling up paying
up
6
in-
plus
yeah.
and 5 up in one. So, next one is the other one I would play, but I've done Raven Guard, so...
And these guys are the counterpoint to the Raven Guard. I like these guys, the Night Lords.
Yeah, Night Lords. They won't be as good as the Raven Guard, though. That's
No.
why I'm not inclined to do them.
So,
Oh, you do this one.
yeah, so they can't include any unique units or units with Mark of Chaos upgrades or buy marks like the Alpha Legion and the Iron Warriors can't. And then they gain some special rules in Midnight Clad. Units that have the Veterans of the Long War, which everybody gains for free like all the others, gain Fear, Night Vision and Stealth.
It's pretty good.
Skyborn Horror, Raptors are troops. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
It's getting late.
It is,
But-
it's been a long old day.
Yeah, so Raptors as troops is nice, but I mean, Chaos Raptors are better than Space Marine Assault Marines because we have better options.
Yep,
Space Marine Assault Marines, if I remember right, they can only take Flamers as specials,
that is correct.
where we get Plasma and Melter as well.
And what, 2 per squad?
Yeah, we can have 2 per 5-man.
So 5-man squad with 2 melters isn't bad as a tank hunting thing, and then they can get into melee. So yeah, okay, I like that. Raptors as troops is certainly very fluffy.
So Terror Tactics is another special they have. Enemy units that are locked in combat with any unit from a Night Lord detachment or formation must subtract 2 from their leadership when taking fear tests. It makes fear tests better when you're actually getting your opponent to make them.
Yeah, I say, against opponents that are subject to fear, that is really good.
So, artifacts. We have Scouring Chains.
Yeah, Scouring Chains.
10 points.
It's only 10 points, and the bearer's close combat attacks gain Shred.
That's amazing. Just have Shred. Yeah, go ahead,
That's
buddy.
really nice on like a dude with, say, a weapon that doesn't have great strength, maybe has good armor piercing.
Well, it just means you can give your Chaos Lord just a power weapon, and he's the way to go.
Although, what do lightning claws cost?
Pair of Lightning Claws.
No, single lightning claw.
Yeah, but you want a pair if you're going to take Lightning
True.
Claws.
So a pair of claws,
Costs you 30 points.
30 points, whereas a power weapon in this is 25 and gains you the same effect
Yes.
overall. Power weapon in
So-
the standard bolt pistol, but it could also be stacked with power axe bolt
Yeah.
pistol. I mean, you go in last.
Power Fist.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's not bad. The Claws of the Black Hunt.
that's hunt.
I did say Hunt.
Yes, I'm just clarifying.
40 points.
Claws of the Black Hunt are paired melee weapons that replace the bearer's melee and ranged weapon, excluding grenades. Each claw has the following profile. So they're essentially lightning claws that gain rending and mastercrafted. So, oh no, they're +1 strength lightning claws. So
40 points. So 10 points more to +1 strength, rending, and mastercrafted. They're really good, actually.
yeah, so if you're going to take lightning claws, why not take that?
Yeah, just spend the extra 10 points. That's really good. Considering a Chaos Lord's like only strength 4, and it's really hard to actually buff his strength without nerfing his initiative.
Yeah.
So that's really
It's
good.
the only strength buff he can gain outside of marks that gives him
And
a buff.
psychic.
Outside of buffs and marks and psychic, which you're not going to have much of in Night Lords, I don't think.
No.
That actually gives him a strength buff on initiative. So yeah, that's cool.
So, the Terror of the Night.
Talons of the Night Terror.
20 points.
In the fight subphase, the bearer can make an additional D3 attacks or D6 attacks in a turn in which they've charged at their normal initiative step using the following profile. So it's strength user, AP5, melee, shred.
So you get an extra D6 or D3 attacks with shred.
For 20 points.
That's probably not worth it.
Depends what you're going after. If you're going after like orcs or fighting low armoured stuff, that's kind of useful because it's an addition.
I wouldn't take it in a generic list.
No.
The
Vox Demonicus.
It's 30 points.
Enemy units within 6 inches of the bearer must subtract 1 from their leadership. In addition, while the bearer is on the battlefield, your opponent must subtract 1 from reserve rolls.
Yep, so -1 to reserve and -1 to leadership.
Bear in mind, you're already taking fear tests at -2 leadership.
So you could be taking fear at -3 if you're actually taking fear. But the -1 to reserve rolls is the big point.
Really good.
I mean, it hasn't massively been effective in my Genestealer cult.
No, it kind of nerfed my warp spiders for a bit.
In the Genestealer cult tournament, I played 3 armies and they never failed a reserve roll.
Fair enough. But depends on who you come up against. But if you're in a meta with a lot of reserves giving you trouble, that could be decent.
So next one is the Cursed Orb.
It's Kurz Orb, as in Conrad Kurz, the Primarch of the Night Lords.
20 points.
The bearer can reroll run to hit and to wound rolls of 1. No.
Yeah, that's 20 points for that. It's a bit meh.
Yeah.
And then Stormbolter Plate.
Stormbolt Plate. It's +2 armor 2+ armor. In addition, the bearer improves their cover save by 1, which is nice on a dude who already has stealth.
Yeah.
It's only 20 points for a 2+ armor save as well, which is actually really good.
But if the bearer's with a unit, does that kind of cover save convert to the unit? It doesn't say it does. It just says the bearer improves his cover save by 1.
That's tricky, I'm not sure. Let us know in the comments section, or just stick the bearer in front of the front of the unit.
Yeah.
If he's in cover with stealth, and that he's got a 2+ cover save.
So, for the Decurion, you get reroll your Warlord trait.
Command benefits. The other ones are strike fast, strike hard, reroll failed charge rolls.
Nice.
Nocturnal warfare. Basically, you can choose night fight if you want. You don't have to roll for it. And while night fighting rules are in effect, all non-vehicles add 1 to their cover save. This is in addition to these guys having stealth.
So you get +2 to your cover save for night fight, and you get to choose night fight.
And so you'd always choose night fight, deploy in 4+ cover, and you suddenly have a 2+ cover save on the first turn.
So
But this is the big one. Bear in mind, you re-roll failed charge rolls already. Now, you can take the Raptor Talon as your core.
Yep.
That's the Raptor Talon that allows you to charge on the turn you arrive. Admittedly disordered,
yeah.
But if you're charging Tau or Eldar, they don't care if it's disordered. You're dead anyway.
I say it's 1+ core, 1+ auxiliary, and you can have the Chaos Warband as well.
But I don't think you take... If you want to play Night Lords, you want to take that Raptor Talon.
You want to put
really
something
cool
on the board, though, because they're not going to be in until turn 2.
But that's what your auxiliaries are for, potentially.
Yeah. So you got Lost and Damned, Hellforged War Pack, the Helldrake Terror Pack, which will be good for Night Lords. Cult of Destruction, Fist of the Gods, Terminator Alienation Force, Favored of Chaos, and Chaos Spawn.
But you could certainly... I mean, the Raptor Talon isn't that expensive either. So...
You can make it expensive.
You could make it expensive if you wanted to, but it can be run cheap. Certainly very interesting. I'm initially liking the look of these, and I've always been kind of a fan of the Night Lords.
Yeah, the Night Lords are cool. Cool. This is beginning to be a long video.
It's fine. It's fine. We've got time, and it's probably the last video I'll put out before Christmas. So you know.
Oh yeah, it's that time of year, isn't it?
Ho 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 ho.
So next Legion, Word Bearers.
Now, whereas some of the other legions can't take marks, these guys like their marks and like their chaos. So cannot take any unique units. Units that already have a mark of units that already have a mark of chaos cannot be taken, though units that have the option of taking the mark of chaos can. So you can't take your pre-marked units, but you can buy marks for your other stuff. That makes sense. Everybody gains Veterans of the Long War, and again the normal Psycho restrictions.
Yep.
Then the first special rule here is Unholy Pact. Possessed are troops instead of elites, and Psychers Psychers from Wordbearer detachments or formations harness warp charge points on a 3+ when attempting to manifest a conjuration from demonology.
Yep. So you can summon better. The problem is you're not a demon.
So you're still perilsing on any double.
I believe you can get a demon prince. Yeah, you can get a demon prince in.
Okay, so that's cool.
So you can have just like a flying prince going around being like, I summon some demons on 3+. That eats up less of your warp charge dice. Thing is, Marines aren't heavy on warp charge, so if you're doing conjurations, you're looking at 3 warp charges, you're still looking at 5 dice on 3s.
Yeah. Which is still risking doubles.
Yeah.
Okay, Blood Feud. All units have, with Veterans of the Long War, reroll to hit in every round of combat against Ultramarines, and Ultramarines have Hatred Wordbearers. So this is harking right back to the Battle of Calth. These guys really do not like Guilliman's blue guys, and they don't like them.
Other thing is
Profane Zeal.
Friendly units from friendly Wordbearer units within 6 of any Wordbearer Dark Apostle gain Zealot.
So the Zealot buff doesn't just apply to his unit, it's anyone within 6.
Which is probably going to be just his unit.
Depends how many other units are piling together. Possessed as troops, I'm not sure I like that.
No, I don't.
Possessed aren't very good, basically.
Unless they're Khorne Demonkin possessed, in which case, because they get Demon of Khorne and Mark of Khorne, they're quite good.
And they get some buffs in Crimson Slaughter. I think if you want to run mass possessed, Crimson Slaughter probably treats possessed better than these guys do.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's see what their new artifacts are, because like everybody else, they get some new toys.
There's a lot of artifacts and stuff in here, so
yeah,
it's filled up nicely.
The Skull of Monarchia. Monarchia being a city that the Wordbearers built that the Ultramarines destroyed 50 years before the Heresy under the authority of the Emperor.
Goddamn space Smurfs.
And the destruction of Monarchia was pretty much what sent Lorgar mad, to the point where he sailed into the Eye of Terror and joined Chaos and then started the whole Heresy. Because it wasn't really Horus's heresy, it was Lorgar's heresy, with Horus acting as a useful figurehead. Anyway, rant over. The bearer and his unit of this 15-point item can reroll all failed to hit rolls in close combat when attacking Imperial units. In addition, they can reroll failed to wound rolls in close combat against Ultramarines. No,
case specific.
Rerolls to hit you can gain from having a Dark Apostle, and rerolling against Ultramarines is pretty limited because most Space Marine players don't play Ultramarines.
Yeah, so next is the
Crown of the Blasphemer.
It's 30 points, so it's a big item.
It's a 4+ invuln that grants Adamantium Will and Fear.
You can get a Sigil of Corruption for 25, so for Adamantium Will and Fear, that's not bad, for an extra 5 points.
Yeah, certainly an option to consider if you've got the points.
Yeah.
The Malefic Tome. It's a 10-point item for Psychers, and the bearer gets to know 1 additional power from Malefic Demonology.
So, unless that Psycher's going entirely on Demonology, that's going to break your Psychic focus, but an additional power is always nice.
There's no reason the Demon Prince can't take it.
No.
Level 3 Zinch Mark Demon Prince with this, rolling on Malefic. Not bad.
I still go Nurgle Prince, because it's 2-up Jink.
Okay, a level 3 Nurgle Prince.
So, next thing is the Script of Erebus. 15 points, once per game, at the start of either your or your opponent's psychic phase, the bearer can
Read from the script of Erebus to immediately generate an additional d6 warp charge points to add to your pool. So that's quite cool.
Once per game, get an additional d6 charge for 15 points. That could be 1 charge or 6. No. I wouldn't take it.
No, probably not. But, you know, if you got 15 points knocking around and you're going Psycho Heavy, why not?
I would take something else.
Okay. Units. So the next one is the Baleful Icon, 15 points. Units attempting to charge the bearer and his unit must re-roll successful charge rolls. If still successful, models in the charging unit do not gain the attack bonus. So,
You basically make your opponent disordered if they actually charge you, and you make them re-roll their charge. That's alright.
yeah, that's not bad if you've got a unit you really don't want to get charged.
And then the Cursed
Crozius.
35 points, Jesus. Plus 2 strength, AP 3, melee, Bane of Men, and concussive.
So it's an AP 3 power maul with Bane of Men and concussive.
Gains preferred enemy against armies of the Imperium.
Which you probably... Don't you have... Oh no, you have preferred enemy Space Marines anyway.
You have hatred Space
Have
Marines.
hatred Space Marines.
35 points, no.
Just take a Power Fist.
The only thing I'm thinking there is the Baleful Icon.
Yeah, and maybe the Malefic Tome. Maybe the
Prince.
Crown of the Blasphemer. If you were buying a 4+ anyway.
I wouldn't, yeah, the Blasphemer maybe. So there's a few things that are in there that are okay.
Now, for your Decurion, you gain another reroll in your Warlord trait. All non-vehicles gain Crusader. Meh, Crusader's a bit meh, it's okay. But let's see if this final one's any good. The Eightfold Path. At the start of each of your turns, pick one character from detachment and make a roll on the boon table. Each character can only benefit from this once, though they may still earn further rolls on the boon table.
So you're getting 3 boons. So your cores are the Chaos Warband and the Lost and the Damned.
The Lost and the Damned's probably better.
I would go the Warband just for lots of OBSEC.
That's true.
I would probably play as a CAD if I were to play Word Bearers, to be honest.
But to be honest, you would the CAD benefit. You probably still wouldn't be taking possessed as your troops, even if they can be. Yeah.
I'm not seeing a massive deal in the Word Bearers, to be honest.
No, they've disappointed me compared to the other legions. Which is kind of how the Emperor felt about them as well.
So again, they've got all the standing auxiliaries: Hellforge War Pack, Helldrake Terror Pack, Co-op Destruction, Fist of the God, Raptor Talon, Terminate Annihilation Force, Favoured of Chaos, and a Spawn. I think they're weak.
Yeah, they're not as good as the other legions. They have a few little tricks, but they're
it's mostly psychic. But if you're going to be playing psychic, you're going to want not play Space Marines. You're going to play demons.
Yeah, if you want to summon a lot of demons, it's much easier to do it with demons.
Yeah.
It's more an army you'd play for the fluff of it because you really like Word Bearers.
Yeah. The next one is everyone's favourite, the World Eaters.
Blood for the Blood God!
I'm really torn with this Legion, because if I was going to play it, I'd probably play Demonkin.
Yeah, if you wanted to represent the Word Bearers, then Demonkin represent them pretty well. Khorne Demonkin, obviously.
Yeah.
With lots of Berserkers in Land Raiders, maybe. But anyway, so the only unique character you can have is Khan the Betrayer. Makes sense. Can't take Psychers because Khorne hates Psychers. Units that can take Mark of Khorne must take Mark of Khorne. Units with Mark of Khorne other than the Mark of... Units with a Mark of Chaos other than the Mark of Khorne can't be taken, so no Plague Bearers, no Noise Marines.
You get Veterans for free, and Demon Princes must have Khorne. So, benefits, you get Berserkers as troops. Now, I don't know if that's any good, because the benefits you get from this make a Chaos Space Marine 4 less points for practically what a Berserker does.
And also, you can take Berserkers as troops if you take
If you take Khan.
Or if you take if your general has the Mark of Khorne,
Yeah.
which he has to have anyway, because units that can take the Mark of Khorne must do so, you get Berserkers as troops anyway.
Yep. So
So that is a useless benefit,
unless you took like a Demon Prince as your HQ.
because then you technically wouldn't have the Mark of Khorne. But yeah.
So
The Blessing of Khorne. Everyone with Veterans of the Long War also has Adamantium Will, because Khorne doesn't like Psychers.
that's all right.
Situational.
Yeah.
The Butcher's Nails. So the Butcher's Nails in the fluff are the brain stimulating stuff that they put on the heads of the word bearers to make them more angry than they already were. Yeah, world eaters. Don't correct me, I'm angry because I've got the Butcher's Nails.
Yeah. So if I had needles in my brain, I'd be pissed. But that grants Fearless and Furious Charge, basically.
And Furious Charge is already something that Khorne Berserkers had.
Yes. This is why if you take Chaos Space Marines, they gain the Furious Charge that Chaos Berserkers have. They gain the Fearless,
And they gain the mark of... They have
and
to gain
they
the
gain
mark
the
of
Rage. So for one less weapon skill, you've got 4 less points. So you might as well take Chaos Marines at that point with Mark of Khorne and whatnot.
over Berserkers, yeah.
So
And just model them as Berserkers because it makes sense.
yeah.
But they can have a Bolter if they want it.
So they've got artifacts again.
The Talisman of Burning Blood.
So yeah, Talisman of Burning Blood, 25 points. Add 3 to the maximum move distance of the bearer and all models in his unit each time they move in the movement phase, run in the shooting phase, and charge in the assault phase.
That's really good.
That's pretty insane. Put that on some bikes or some raptors, warp talons.
Ooh. Even on regular infantry, that makes them 9 inches movement, plus the run's going to be further, and then turn 2 they're in.
I say if you put your Lord on a Juggernaut in a unit bikes, or assault marines, or raptors even, you're in combat turn 1.
That is really good. I like that artifact. Khorne approves.
25 points, but it's worth it.
Oh, so worth it.
So the Berserker Glaive.
Replaces a melee weapon, and it is a strength +2, AP 3, melee demon weapon, two-handed specialist weapon, epitome of rage. Bearer gains feel no pain and it will not die, but loses independent character.
So you just have one random guy running around with an axe going, I'm going to kill you all.
Well, you say that, but could that be given... No, I suppose that couldn't be given to a sergeant, could it?
No. It's 30 points as well.
Give it to a demon prince.
Yeah.
Then he's at strength 8?
8. 8 with demon weapon. It'll be AP2 at that point as well.
With feel no pain, and it will not die on a DP.
That'll be alright.
Yeah. I think a DP is the only way you'd run that.
So the brass collar of some demon name. 20 points.
When making Deny the Witch tests, the bearer in his unit always nullify on a 4 or more, though this cannot be modified by any means. In addition, if the power is successfully nullified, the casting psyker immediately takes a perils.
That's hilarious. So I deny you on a 4 automatically, and if I deny you, you peril.
The problem there is that you only get the benefits if the unit's targeted with a Witchfire power.
When making Deny the Witch test, the bearer and his...
Because it's only taken from the unit if it's directly targeted.
When making Deny the Witch tests, the bearer and his unit will always nullify warp charge points on a roll of 4+, I guess.
So if the unit's not the target, they don't gain the benefit. And about half of armies don't run a Psyker, so very situational. It would mess my Eldar up, because I like to Psychic Shriek you.
I'll see you later, guys.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah,
Have
you
a good
too.
Christmas. Nice one. Good work, lads.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Just life in a busy gaming club.
So the next one is the Gorefather.
That is
Big axe.
Angron's bigger axe. So Angron has 2 axes, Gorefather and Gorechild. But obviously after he became a demon, he didn't carry them. Khan carries Gorechild, which is the smaller axe. Gorefather is a Strength +2, AP2, melee armor bane, murderous strike, two-handed, unwieldy. Any rolls of a 6 have instant death.
That's 30 points for an armor bane axe with instant death on a 6. Not great for 30. If there were less points, it would be amazing, but
I mean,
30 points.
You're going to be hitting at Strength 7 on the charge because you're Strength 4 base +1 for Furious Charge +2 for the Strength. But it's not on initiative. If this was on initiative, it would be worth it.
If it were 15 points, I'd think about it. Hell, if it were 20 points, I'd think about it, but 30, no.
Well, if it was 15 points, it would be an auto-include because
Yeah.
it's
You
better
take it
than
over a power weapon, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Crimson Killer is 20 points, range 12, strength 7, AP2, pistol, soul blaze. It's a plasma pistol with soul blaze without gets hot. That's
Plasma
20
pistols,
points.
yeah.
It doesn't get hot though.
Yeah, but I've never liked plasma pistols, not because it gets hot, but simply because you don't get to use them very often.
No, I wouldn't. And the Blood Feeder is another 30-point weapon.
Melee weapon. It seems to be the theme here that most of these are weapons, which again makes sense.
+1 strength, AP2, melee specialist, unwieldy, whirlwind of blood.
When using the Blood Feeder in close combat, the bearer's attack characteristic is not used. Instead, they make 2d6 attacks. Roll before making attacks with the bearer each time he uses it. Can be increased as normal if the bearer charged, etc. However, each roll of a 1, the bearer immediately suffers a wound with no armor saves.
For 30 points, considering a Chaos Lord has like 4 attacks base anyway.
But I think it's 3 base, but he's usually double armed and gets 1 for charging. This obviously gets rid of double armed. It's just a fancy. It's a double costed power axe.
Yeah, he's 3 attacks base plus combat
That's
weapons.
potentially better, but potentially unreliable. You could actually
And
roll.
it's unwieldy.
You could roll less attacks than you started with here.
Yeah. So I wouldn't for 30 points. No.
It's specialist, so you're not pairing it with something.
Right. So the Chaos detachment here, the World Bearer's Butcher Horde.
Yeah.
You get to reroll your Warlord trait. Woo!
Blood Mad. After both sides have deployed, including infiltrators, but before the first turn, all non-vehicle units comprised entirely of models from this detachment can immediately make a 2d6 move. In addition, non-vehicle units and walkers in this detachment can reroll failed charges for the whole battle.
So that's pretty good. You get a 2d6 move for your army, means you're getting into combat quicker.
It
You've
is
got
a
lots of
non-vehicle
raptors
unit.
and bikes.
Yeah, or even at this point, berserkers.
Well, you'd be running on foot because you're word bearers, so you just hoof
World
it,
Eaters,
basically.
you're not word bearers.
World Eaters, sorry, yeah. You just hoof it with lots of small units. Lots of bikes, lots of raptors. You think you've got an artifact as well, which guarantees your warlord will be fucking across the board turn 1.
Yeah, because that artifact that we were definitely going to give to your warlord, yeah, he's get +3 movement anyway. So on average, he's going to go 7 inches before the game starts. He's going to move 6 inches minimum.
Well, you put him on a Juggernaut, goes 12.
There's 12, which is actually 15. So 15 plus 7 is 22. And then he's going to charge a minimum of 5. So even with a -2, that's 3. So that's charging 24 inches. Oh, sorry, getting 24 inches. And that's with your minimum, with your average roll at the start of the game and a minimum charge roll.
Yeah. If you get an average charge roll, you're going like 30 inches. So, yeah, that guarantees combat. So, your 2 formations, you've got the Maelstrom of Gore and the Chaos Warband. I'd probably go with the Warband, because the Maelstrom of Gore is made up of Berserkers. And as previously stated, for 4 points less, you can get a Chaos Space Marine with all the same stats and rules, just 1 less weapon skill. So, I would do that.
Yeah.
And just run it on foot.
Okay, yeah.
You can have a Lord or Demon Prince or Apostle as a Lord. Hey. And all the standard auxiliaries that have been in every single one of these.
Yeah.
So.
So what do you reckon? These guys, obviously they're very melee orientated.
Yes, it looks like a fun army, but it's very fast.
It's very fast, but it feels very one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Which you would expect from word bearers, because their tactics are one-dimensional. They just run at you waving an axe.
I'm going to charge across the board and slaughter you, basically. It could be quite boring to play repetitively, but it's a good laugh to go, look, these are infantry models across the board on turn 1. So...
Mass Berserk Horde sounds fun.
I'd probably still go with Demonkin.
I think Demonkin are probably stronger because you've got all the blood tithes and all of that.
Right. The next Legion is Thousand Suns, so we're going to skip them because we did them in Wrath of Magnus.
Yeah, like I said, check link in description below. Hang on,
if he actually puts it there.
I will. If I haven't put the link in the description, tell me and I will. I can edit descriptions, that's doable.
So, next is the Death Guard. Now, this is a really good one. This is like arguably the best one of all the Legions.
And based on what Ollie was telling me earlier, he's certainly happy with it. What time are we on anyway? What time is it? I can't even see my clock on there. There's a clock over there.
11 o'clock?
11 o'clock, yeah, that gives us time to finish this.
So, restrictions. You can only have Typhus as unique characters. Units that can take Mark of Nurgle must do so. Units with Mark of Chaos other than Mark of Nurgle can't be taken. Veterans Long War for free. Psychers.
Yep.
Same old.
Gift of Nurgle.
So, units with Veteran Long War have the Fearless and Feel No Pain special.
Reduce their initiative by 1.
Yeah, you reduce your initiative by 1 for Fearless and Feel No Pain. Typhus and Plague Bearers are immune to that.
That's better. You can actually see us now.
Yeah, so your Plague Bearers won't go to initiative 2 and Typhus won't go down, but your Chaos Space Marines will. But to be honest, it's not that bad. It's not massive.
Everybody gets Feel No Pain, and this isn't like cheap Feel No Pain. This is
full
proper
5
plus Feel No Pain,
and Fearless,
which is good.
Again, units with Relentless have units with Veterans of Long War have Relentless. That's really good.
Havocs.
Yep.
Relentless Havocs.
With Feel No Pain.
Ooh, it's disgusting.
And Plague Marines can be taken as troops.
Which you would be automatically doing anyway because your commander has Mark of Nurgle, so therefore...
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a Lord though, it could be a Sorcerer or a Demon Prince.
Yeah, true.
So...
Got some funky new artifacts. We got the Pus Cleaver. It's only 10 points. It's a nice cheap item, but it's only strength user AP dash and gives you poison 2+ in combat. Cheap, but why would you not take a power weapon?
Yeah, why would you not pay the 5 points more to have a power weapon? Poison 2+ is nice, but I'd rather the power weapon for the AP.
The Plague Skull of Glophila? Plague Skull of Glophila. So it's a once per game ranged attack. Basically, you're lobbing a skull at someone.
It's a Assault 1, Large Blast, 1 use only, Poison 2+.
With only a range of 8, so it's like a grenade.
And it's 15 points. It's a 15-point grenade with Large Blast, Poison 2+. Should be like hunking a booger at someone.
Be good against hordes.
Yeah, situational.
Yeah. The Pandemic Staff. Which apparently aren't the employees of the NHS.
It's 30 points, and it's got a ranged and melee option. So range, it's a template weapon, strength 1, AP 5, assault 1, poison 2+.
So it's a poison 2+ flamer.
Which is pretty good. I wouldn't knock that. Melee, +2 strength, AP 4, concussive, poison 2+.
So it's a poison 2+... Mace as well. That's
pretty good, but I wouldn't pay 30 points for it.
Poison 2+ flamer though. Ooh.
I wouldn't pay 30 points for it.
Fair enough. I like flamers, but
yeah, it's too many points. Right, the
Dolores Knell.
I don't like all these chaos names.
Most of them have been alright up to this point, but I'm starting to struggle with a few of these Nurgle ones.
So it's 25 points. All friendly Death Guard units within 14 of the bearer at the start of the fight sub-phase have the Fear special rule for during the mission. In addition, enemy units that take Fear test against units affected must do it on 3d6 rather than 2d6.
So it's really only that, because they have fearless, not fear. So that's all right, but then so many things are fearless.
Yeah, half the armies, well, more than half the armies are immune to fear. So.
Knights don't care about fear. Marines don't care about fear. Demons don't care about fear.
Yeah.
Orcs and Eldar do worry, although
Orcs, Eldar, Necrons, Tau, Scutari, Mechanicum maybe, and Tempestus, Imperial Guard.
But in terms of actually what you end up facing, it's mostly Marines, so...
Yeah, so not really that good. For 25 points as well.
The Poxwalker Hive is only 20 points. At the start of your turn, pick a friendly unit of cultists within 7 to infect with the Poxwalker virus. For the rest of the game, that unit of Chaos Cultists cannot run or make shooting attacks, but they gain the Fearless Feel No Pain special rule. In addition, at the start of each of your following turns, return D3 slain models to every friendly unit that's been infected within 7 inches of the bearer. All models returned in this manner cannot be placed within coherency are lost. So basically every turn you get to pick a unit of cultists within 7 and say, you're plague zombies now.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to take that many plague zombies, you just
and that does the Fearless and Feel No Pain does actually benefit, because it's only units with veterans of the Long War that gain Fearless and Feel No Pain.
Yeah.
So cultists don't have veterans of the Long War, so that actually does benefit.
So if you want a lot of cultists,
that's pretty hilarious.
And you want to zombify them without taking typhus,
just get lots of models back. Take that with the Lost and the Damned. And then the Plague Bringer is the last one. It's 35 points. It's a melee weapon. Strength user, AP 3, melee, demon weapon, poison 4+. Poison 4+ demon weapon.
So it's a poison 4+ demon power sword.
35 points. It's too many points. Like if that were 25, it'd be a given.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so hungry. I need to eat something.
We're almost done. This is like the last penultimate one.
Yeah.
So we've got Sons of Mortarion? Yeah.
Yep. Death Guard Vectorium. So
benefits: you can reroll your Warlord trait. Units from this detachment can reroll Feel No Pain rolls of 1. That's really good, considering most of your army have Feel No Pain now. And Cloud of Flies. Enemy units that target a friendly unit that's more than 18 inches away, the friendly unit gains stealth.
That's cool. So anyone targeting you from over 18 inches, you got stealth. That's nice.
So your cores are the Chaos Warband or the Plague Colony.
I think the Plague Colony's probably better.
I don't know how I'd run these, to be honest. They're both really good, because the Chaos Warband gets you a crap ton of OBSEC.
The Plague Colony gets a crap ton of stuff that just won't die.
Yeah, well, you get to minus your opponent's stats and fear. No, the Warband is better.
Okay.
And then you've got all the standard auxiliaries that everyone else has.
What would you run here, do you think, with the options available to you? I mean, the Terminators with Feel No Pain.
And rerolling ones
on Feel No Pain.
I would definitely run this detachment, unlike some of the other ones, like the Iron Warriors, where I'm running just a cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, this detachment is probably one of the better ones in the Codex. Maybe the Word Bearers is just as good because of a few artifacts and that roll.
Word Bearers?
Not Word Bearers, World Eaters.
And Night Lord's one was fun.
Night Lord's one looked good, but Raven Guard are better, so...
Raven Guard do what Night Lords do better, that's true.
But yeah, this detachment I would definitely run, and I would run it with Warbands and figure out the auxiliary later. Just put a spawn in.
No, you want to take the Terminators, because you've already got 2+ armour. Stack that with 5+ Feel No Pain rerolling ones. You're suddenly really hard to kill.
The Terminator Annihilation Force?
Yeah.
Could do. You get your own tactical traits and you get your own Nurgle discipline. Have we been over this?
Yes, I think we covered it somewhere.
Well, we'll skip it for now.
Yeah.
So we got the Emperor's Children. This is the last of the legions. This has been a long video. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yep.
This is the last one.
It is the last one.
So after this, you just got the standard four new psychic lists that aren't new.
Yes, they're not. They weren't new when they were published in Traitor's Hate. They weren't new when they were published in Wrath of Magnus. They were new when they were published in Angels of Death under different names.
So, Emperor's Children, no unique other than Lucius.
If you can have Marcus Slanesh, you've got to have Marcus Slanesh.
Can't have marks that aren't Slanesh.
You gain veterans.
For free. Demons of Slanesh, Psychic, Blah, Psychic, Blah.
Fueled by Sensation. Units that have Veterans of the Long War have Fearless and Feel No Pain special rule.
Feel No
Pain
Pain 6
plus. Units with the Icon of Excess instead have Fearless and Feel No Pain. Feel No Pain. Feel No Pain. 4
plus. 4 plus Feel No Pain. If you've got the Icon of Excess, you'll be taking a lot of icons.
In addition, if a model that has Veterans is slain in the fight subphase before it makes any attacks, it can make a single attack at the end of the current initiative step before being removed.
You see, that's iffy because most of your army is going to be initiative 5.
And also, you're potentially running a lot of Noise Marines who are better at shooting than they are at fighting.
You can take Noise Marines as troops in this detachment. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Good little rules, some Feel No Pain and Fearless, and some attacky bonuses.
Now, with the Icon of Excess, is that a 1 per army, or can you have multiple Icons of Excess in all your units?
Let's have a look and see. No, you can have multiple.
Okay. So then all your...
Icon of Excess is 30 points on Space Marines.
Ooh. 30 points on Noise Marines as well.
Yeah.
Plus, it does give you 4 plus Feel No Pain though, on,
Yeah.
on larger squads.
What does the Icon of Excess actually do is the question.
Well, I think it normally gives Feel No Pain.
You read on.
Okay, so while he's looking that up, we've got the normal things. We've got our own artifact list and warlord traits. So let's have a look at these artifacts. The Intoxicating Elixir. It's 25 points, and after deployment, make D3 rolls on the combat drugs table on page 124. Okay, so in the next page, which has the Decurion style formation, you have a combat drugs table, which is either +1 weapon skill, ballistic skill, initiative strength, toughness, or attack.
Depends on what you roll.
Yeah.
Icon of Excess is just Feel No Pain 5 plus.
Yeah, so it becomes Feel No Pain 4 plus with that. But yeah, so after deployment, roll D3, and the bearer see what effect he has. All effects are cumulative, including with command benefits, if the bearer is part of that formation. So
you get D3 rolls. I guess if you roll 2 strength, you get +2 strength.
It says benefits are cumulative, so
that's pretty good, but it's 25 points.
And it's random. You might get like +2 initiative on a guy who's already Mark of Slanesh.
But they're all good stats.
Or +2 ballistic skill on a dude who's got a bolt pistol.
Yeah. So it could go bad. For 25 points, is it worth it? Probably not.
Shriek Wave. Once per game, the bearer can make a special shooting attack. The following profile: range 12, strength 8, AP 2, assault D6, mental trauma. So it's an assault D6. It's a D6 shot melter gun without melter. Before making this attack, the target unit must first take a leadership test. If failed, you can re-roll to wound. It's strength 8, AP 2.
It's a single shot, but it's 20 points. You could roll a 1 on that, and then it becomes a 20-point combi melt without melter. Or you could roll a 6 on it, it'd be absolutely insane. Would you risk 20 points on it? So,
hard to say.
Next one is the Soul Snare Lash.
Yeah.
20 points. It's a melee weapon.
And also a ranged weapon.
So, range 6, strength 4, AP 5, assault 2, Soul Snare.
Soul Snare is any to wound rolls of a 6 with this weapon resolved to AP 2 and have insta-death.
So, rending insta-death basically. And melee AP 5, melee snarl snare.
It's AP5.
Yeah.
That doesn't get through enough armour for my liking.
I mean, on a 6 you cause instant death.
Yeah, but you've
on
got
a
2
6,
shots, so that's going to be
and it's
less
20
than
points.
50% of the time.
Yeah, no.
No, not liking it.
The Endless Grin, 10 points. Alright, Joker. The bearer of the Endless Grim has
Fear.
special
And
rule.
enemy units reduce their leadership by 1 while within 6. No.
Boom.
Not good enough. We'll stick with this Endless Grin.
Yeah, that's definitely fair worthy.
The Bolt of Ecstatic Vexation.
15 points.
Okay, so these are special issue bolter rounds. They gain blast, ignore cover, and pinning.
That's really good. If you got it on a shooting guy,
Yeah, you get within 12 inches, fire off blast, ignore cover, pinning bolts.
Yeah.
Why not?
it could be interesting.
The Bliss Giver. It's a melee weapon. It's basically a demon power weapon with catatonic trance. Any model that suffers 1 or more unsaved wounds from the Bliss Giver must immediately pass a leadership test for each wound suffered or be removed as a casualty.
Fair enough.
No, not for 30 points. Just take a
Yeah.
power fist and just insta-jib them automatically.
Admittedly, it is a demon weapon as well, so actually that's probably worth it.
Oh, okay. What does a demon weapon normally AP3?
Well, it adds +2 to adds D6 attacks as well. Just don't roll a 1. So for D6 extra attacks, and if you take a wound, take a leadership, fail, you're dead.
That might be worth it. Although, to be honest, most things with a 3-up armour that you're going to be fighting are going to have a single wound anyway.
So the Decurion, you get to reroll your warlord trait, and then you get the combat drugs, which are a 1-6 table of +1 to all the good stats.
So after deployment, roll a dice and consult the following table to see what effect the combat drugs have on the characteristic profile of all non-vehicle units. So you roll once for everyone.
Yeah.
So you could that makes it a lot more unreliable, because you could get +1 initiative on an army where everyone has Mark of Slanesh.
Well, you think you've got the Cacophony as your core. If you roll a 2 and get +1 ballistic skill, all your noise marines are suddenly ballistic at 5. If you roll a 2.
That's a 1 in 6 chance.
You could take the Cacophony and have all shooting and get +1 weapon skill.
Or +1 strength.
Yeah.
So risky.
So you got the Cacophony or the Chaos Warband. In this case, I'd probably go for maxed out Cacophony just because I like noise marines.
Yeah, the Cacophony is potentially really good, but the thing is, I don't think you need to I mean, you'd probably take this detachment just because that means your Cacophony is your core, but I think its actual benefits are pretty limited.
It's the benefits of the Cacophony that split by the +1 strength.
Yeah, you'd take the Cacophony, and then just because you'd be adding other stuff in, you'd run this detachment for the benefits of the individual formations rather than for the detachment benefit.
I say you've got all the standing auxiliaries, so you could throw a Raptor Talon or a Terminator Annihilation Force, Helldrake Terrorpack or Cult of Destruction, Fist of God or a Spawn. You know, the same old.
And it's a bit middle of the road.
I mean, if you took the Cacophony and the Raptor Talon, then it doesn't really matter what you get on the combat drugs, because someone's going to be able to benefit from one of those abilities.
That's true, because the melee ones benefit,
So
except +1 initiative, because all your Raptors are going to have Mark of Slanesh anyway.
Unless you're fighting Eldar.
Yeah, but if you get into combat against Eldar, you're probably going to beat them anyway, unless the Scorpions.
Initiative 6 doesn't hurt.
True.
So, you know, if you get initiative 6 army wide, people who are fielding warp spiders are going to have a bad day.
This is true. It gives you boosted toughness against warp spiders, and warp spiders are actually really popular and really good.
So I'd probably aim for the Cacophony and the Raptor Talon, personally.
Yeah, I like that. I like that plan.
It's the Assault of the Deep Strike that does the Raptor Talon the good. So, that is it.
Yeah, so you got your extra psychic powers in the back there as well. Sorry, slight interruption there, the camera cut out, but yeah, just rounding up now. So yeah, on the whole, I think this is the best of the many Chaos supplements they've come out. I think it finally gives Chaos what they've needed, which is giving their basic guys actually something worth having.
Yeah, gives them more veterans for free, which is nice. I mean, it gives us all chapter tactics. There's a few I would run in detachments, a few I'd run CADs, but that's like tactical to come.
And overall, I don't think it doesn't make Chaos broken. I think it just brings them into decent in the competitive scene.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, if you're an extremely good player, you might pull out a win at a tournament against the high level armies.
Particularly if you can run some of the lists in here, like the Night Lords, that give you very good anti-meta, and the Lunar
Black
Wolves
Legion
as well. The Black Legion, yeah, sorry, I called them Lunar Wolves, didn't I? So, yeah, and you're going to be running some of this, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm running the Iron Warriors, doing it as a CAD, because I think the Iron Warriors detachment is a bit poo.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about this, though, is you can run these armies as either CADs or as formations. You're not locked into one or the other, and you get different benefits from it.
Yeah.
Depending on what you like. So there we go. Thanks a lot for watching, and have a Merry Christmas, because this will be my last video before Christmas. And but I will see you again before New Year for more bat reps.
Catch you later, guys.
See you later. Bye.